Hi, this is David Volley with Alta Vista Technology. We're going to look a little bit deeper into project accounting today within Sage Intacct. I did a video previously focusing on project managers and how they can interact with Sage Intacct and how they can move around the system, manage the project, have visibility into what the employees on the project are doing, and look at the profitability of the project overall. Today, I was going to look a little bit more at the back of the house, though. Look at the project accounting, sort of what the accountants are doing in the background to monitor the project, to do the billing timely, and to track profitability throughout its life. So here you can see my dashboard here, and again in dashboards here with Sage Intacct, we can move things around, we can add things or subtract things as we see fit, and this is customizable per user within an organization. I'm just going to touch on a few points here. I see I have this report that I have embedded on my dashboard for a financial summary. I'm going to make that bigger and take a little deeper look here. And this is a nice summary report. So just a quick glance at this, I can see all the projects that I have. I see the receipts, the revenue, costs, and so on. As I mentioned in the project manager video, virtually every number you see here is drillable, as are the projects themselves. So I can be a project accountant. I can be in accounting looking at all of my projects. And if I see something that doesn't look quite right, I can drill in and find out more information. There's so much I could talk about here, but we're going to just touch on a few things. I'm going to go to this first project here. So rather than click on the value, let's pretend that this top project here, ABC Motors, is one of my high profile customers. It's one of the ones that I'm keeping an eye on. So I'm going to go ahead and click on that project and take a look a little bit here. I can see this project here is tied to a customer. I can see project managers. I can see the project summary to see what the profitability is for that project. I can see what's been billed as far as hours and what's remaining to be billed. I can see expenses that have been captured. Some are unbillable, some are billable. I can see PO commitments. One stop here as a project accountant, I can see so many good things about this project. Here's one thing that I can do here, though, as a project accountant with Sage Intacct that I just don't see out there for other solutions. One of the things that can happen when we're doing accounting is we want to track overhead. We might want to track taxes, benefits, different kinds of employee expenses that we have as they relate to various projects. It's easy enough to track the overhead, for example, but what if I want to track it all the way down to the project level? If that's something that you wanted to do, that would be a very difficult thing to do in real life. You'd have to calculate all those amounts per employee for the time that they worked per project for any given period, and then allocate the costs accordingly. Well, Sage Intacct has this very clever little solution here called a transaction rule. And you define these as you see fit. And I have a few here. You can see the add button, I can add them. But I have one here called project indirect costs. And just by picking that and saving that, I'm going to track the indirect costs associated with this project. Now, what does that mean? Well, let's take a little deeper look. I'm going to hit the little view button here, and let's see how this was defined. And I will point out that this is something that you can create for your organization, and it's as simple or as complicated as you'd like it to be. Let's just take a look at this example here. There's a sequence of rules here that we have set up. And I'll just read through this. The first thing that's going to happen is anytime I have direct labor hours associated with that project, we're going to take the full amount and just hold that number. So take all the hours for the rates for the internal costs per employee that gets tagged to this project. Then on top of that, we're going to take that and we're going to multiply it by 30%. We're going to make a GL entry, debit and credit to the accounts that I mentioned here. A real important note here is when I hit that debit and credit to these accounts, I'm doing that using all the dimensions within Sage Intacct. That means I am going to allocate costs at whatever rate, in this case 30%, and that's going to be per employee, per project, per customer, all those dimensions that I have associated with the labor that was entered. Then I'm going to go down to the next one, and we have some additional burden and overhead. In this example, we're taking 20%. We're hitting a few other counts, another 10% to these other counts over here. So again, this is just a simple example here. We're just showing how we can hit different accounts at different percentages based on what's been tagged to a project as far as direct labor hours. But that's it. Once you set up these formulas, in this case, a nice easy one called the project indirect costs, I put it on the project as I've done here just now, and then I hit save. And going forward, as costs come in, they're going to automatically have those overhead costs made. And then I'll see it here in my labor costs, my non labor costs, depending on whatever accounts I wanted to hit. I'm going to have that show up here on my reporting. So my gross profit is a real number, it's an accurate number. With some of these projects, we have razor thin margins and being able to know, did I actually make money? I mean, that seems like such a basic thing to know, but there's so many challenges in getting there. We're really grateful for all the ease of use that Intech puts into it. Great. So now I have good numbers. Now let's say I need to get to work here. I have all my costs come in, and I can see that there's some revenue here, and I can see that I have some room under my contract. It looks like it's time to do some billing. So let's do that. I'm going to go over to my project menu here just to see a simple look at what we have. And I like to point this out, by the way. If I come into this navigation, I can see so many things having to do with projects as far as tasks and setups and generating invoices and approving timesheets and approving expenses and so on. Very full featured. There's so much here. I can't cover it all in this one video, but what I will do is we just want to focus on generating an invoice and see how that gets us where we need to be. This menu can look daunting to some people. So another way to look at it is just to have this simplified navigation here. Where I can see nice, pretty icons and it has nice visual flow. And especially when it's early in the process and I want to get used to working with the system, this is a nice, easy way to find your bearings. So timesheets have been entered. I could enter them on behalf of my team, or if I were a billable resource, I can enter my own time here. We can import, obviously, you can import via the API, or we can import from a file to help things along. Things can be approved in any number of ways by various approvers within the system, but I'm going to focus on me being the accounting person in the back office. I'm going to jump right to this step where I'm going to generate invoices. All right. So we have a little generate invoices screen. So I have different invoice templates. So these serve a lot of purposes. One is just the cosmetic look of the invoice. So it can look nice and pretty with our graphics, our logo, and it can be to our specifications. Some of my clients want their invoices to go out to show the actual descriptions of the time, the work that was performed, so that it shows up on the invoice. Others want it to be a little bit more simpler. There's no one way to do that. You can do that however you see fit. I get to change my invoice date or my posting date as needed. And I have different filters here. Speaking of filters, there's a whole other tab where I can filter on so many other criteria as well. So if I were doing billing for a certain kind of customer, maybe I have customers that I bill in different cadences, I might have that. Types of projects, different kinds of dates or items or employees or whatever I want to have to do my billing. I'll leave those all alone. I will keep those as we have them. And I'm just going to come in here and in my example here, remember I said I wanted to look at my one prominent project for my big customer. So let's take a look at just that one. That was ABC Motors. There it is. And I'm going to hit a preview to see what is there. All right. Right at the top, I can see that I have budgeted $45,500. I've billed 34 to date, and I am going to be billing another $15,100 here if I continue on with this invoice. If I scroll down a little bit, I can see some information about what I have here. And if I scroll down far enough, I can see all the different types of events that can result in an invoice. I can see timesheet entries. I can see employee expenses. In this case, there aren't any for this particular project. I could have AP expenses. Oh, I do see something there. It looks like we have some training facilities that's set to go out. I can see purchasing transactions. Were there any? And I can see sales order transactions if there were any. I have this set up in this environment to show me all these different buckets. If you knew that in your organization you weren't going to use certain parts, you can turn them off so that you won't see so much on this screen. That could help sometimes. And then basically I'm ready to create an invoice and off I go. I'll point out though that I do have some flexibility here. So if I scroll down, I can notice that it looks like I have this one employee, Jacob Coleman, who has billed 8 hours a day for these 4 days on this one project that I'm looking at for a certain task. If ever I wanted to intercept that, I could turn off or on the lines that I want to bill. I'll leave them all on in this case. We're going to bill out for everything. So that's $9,000 here. I can also see the description that was provided when the person entered their timesheet, when Jacob entered his timesheet here. There is a checkbox setting to require that a description be put in, and it looks like I didn't have that set here because I see a description on this first line, but not on the others. Well, it's okay actually. If I know what this was, I could give Jacob a hand here and fix his description for him. Or I could not bill the ones that I had questions about. These were approved already, so that whoever looked at the timesheet was okay with the description as it was. Again, just so many configuration settings there that you can choose to make things work the way you need them to work. So in this case, I put in those descriptions, I fixed that up a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and bill all those timesheets. And yes, I'm going to bill those payables expenses. And we're ready to go. So I'm just going to hit create invoice up at the top and we're done. I just made one invoice and I can see the invoice number here. The invoice numbering sequence, the whole characters and numbers that you see there are something that we can configure again. Something I'm saying a lot today in this video. All these options are up for grabs. So I made that invoice. Now, the way I did that here was I picked one project, I previewed it, and then I generated the invoices. You don't have to do that though. You could just come into this window and without having any restriction whatsoever, just generate invoices straight away. And in that case, if I were to hit generate invoices, any time or expenses that were out there would be billed immediately. Now, in this case, I have that one invoice. So that's great. I have an invoice, but what am I going to do with that? I have to get that to my customer if I want to get paid for that. Intacct makes that really easy. Under my order entry, I could go look at that time and expense invoice. And there it is. There's the 101. That's my ABC Motors invoice that I just made. And I could, one at a time, print or email that invoice and send it out. But even better, Intacct makes it easy. I could just come straight into the order entry side because all these invoices are the results of all my billing activities over on the project side. And there's this way to do a print or email documents option. And I love this window. It's so easy. The print or email documents has my email address, has my name, and there's a setting here that is by default unchecked for previously sent. So all I have to do yet again, so I can just come in here and click view to see all of the invoices that have not yet been sent. In this case, just the one. Now it looks like I don't have an email address on file for that customer. It's set to print as a result. Now, if I did know the email address and I didn't have that on my customer for some reason, I could override this and say, you know what, I'm going to come in here and supply an email address and email that instead, or just keep it on print and go to paper or do both. The way I ran through this, I only have a single invoice, but imagine if I had hundreds and hundreds of invoices. I could go in here and hit print or email. The ones that need to go to paper, go to paper. The ones that can go by email, if that's my choice, go out to email. And that tedious work of getting the bills out to my customers is made simple. There's so much more we could talk about with project accounting and probably will in future videos, but this is just a great little intro into how things can work for our accountants here. So easy to look at how profitable we are on any project. The chore of generating invoices is made easy and delivering them to our customers is as simple as it could be. I hope you check back and look at more of the videos that we create here about projects and about Sage Intacct in general. And if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to us at Alta Vista Technology, and we'll talk to you all again.